Right, we are back. Okay, so by now, most of you should know how my brain works. It's constantly in resin mode. Whether I open a cupboard and look at different ingredients, whether I'm in a shop, I'm just constantly looking at things in totally different ways. And I think that is the key to inspiration with any art, is to just be aware of things and look at how you could possibly use something in a very, very different way. Now, you have seen me playing around with this stuff. We've made some pearls with it recently. If you're new to the channel, go and check those videos out. Some really stunning results. Um, don't tell Mrs. Cooper, but this is one of her baking. What are they called? I think they're for like cake decorating, aren't they? You put sugar, icing sugar, is it? I don't know what it is anyway, but you make flowers for cake decorating. And I just thought, what if we could make, I mean, these come in lots of different, this is the only one I could find, but if it works, I'm 100% going to be buying some more. I'm wondering if we can make 3D flowers using this. I've had a little go off camera on a different platform, freeform, kind of making one by hand. The results weren't brilliant, but I kind of put it in some UV resin. I dusted it with some gold, put it in some UV resin, but this made me wonder if I can actually use this to make 3D flowers. So what you could then do with that is stick them anywhere, really. But let's see if it works. So you won't be able to do this kind of stuff with normal resin or epoxy. But with this stuff, you can cure it in the same way as UV resin. I think there's so much potential with this product, like I've mentioned, for us resin artists. And I know I said this stuff isn't sticky. When you first get it out the pot, I mean, I can handle this, and you can hear it's slightly tacky, but it's not sticking to my gloves. But I have realized when I was making this flower in here, the warmer it gets, it can get sticky. So maybe, I don't know, if you live in a warm environment and you've got this and you're finding it sticking to your gloves, try popping it in the fridge for 10 minutes before you use it. So I don't know, I'm just flattening that out to cover that. I think if I did it as a ball, I don't think it would work. So if I push that together, I'm hoping it's not going to stick. Let's peel away some of that. That's the handy thing as well, is that I don't really want to waste anything. If I can peel off as much as I can, but will it pull apart? Come on. No. Okay, maybe I did it too thin. Let's try again. I'm gonna take out a little bit more this time. Just make the sheet a bit thicker. I'm not worried about if there's any bubbles in there at all, because this can always be decorated afterwards. What side do I put it on? Let's put it on this side again. Please work. I don't think I've got enough in there now. Right, so it's worked, it's pulled away, but I don't think I've got enough. So this petal here isn't coming up as far. Right, last try, I think. This time, I'm going to see if the mold release spray makes a difference. I don't know. It's worth a shot. Hopefully it won't stick as much. Let's try again. Just push that out. But then I don't know if the mold release spray is going to make any kind of difference to the bits that I'm pulling off now. Maybe that's not a good idea. Let's see where it's getting warm from where I've handled it now. That's peeled away much better. Let's take away that excess. I could use this, I think, for making the pearls. It won't be wasted. I just don't want to introduce it back into that pot. What it hasn't done, which I was hoping it was going to do, is create kind of gaps in those petals. I'm making it worse. Stop pulling it, Dan. Just leave it alone. Oh my goodness, I've just realised what I've said. Right, let's leave it. Right, what I'm going to try is just using my stick. That's not really working. I was hoping it was going to separate them. Or is it working? It's very thin in this area. I just want to separate these petals a little bit better. This is the joy of experimenting. Nothing ever really goes to plan to begin with, but then we perfect it. It's a little bit messy. Right, let's cure that and see if we can actually take it out in one piece. It's got like a 3D effect to it, which is pretty cool. I'm just going to use my handheld flashlight and give that a cure. It's hard, it's cured. Let's see. Oh, maybe I didn't cure it over the whole piece. Dan, come on. That's fine. I can just flatten those out and give it a big cure under my lamp. I'll tell you what though, for a first go, it's there, isn't it? Kind of. Well, I'm going to try it again without the spray because I think that's not a good idea. I want to be able to do it without using that spray because this is now kind of a little bit oily from the spray. I don't want that. Now what I'm wondering is if I was to brush colour like a mica or something onto this and then push it, that might help separate instead of it all kind of sticking. Just as a test run, it's the only one at hand. I've got some gold nail powder, that will do. I'm just going to brush that all over both sides. Right, let's try again. Pop that in there, push it down. The problem is now any excess is going to have gold in it, but I don't think it's a biggie because we can always use it for a project that we're going to colour. It's really fiddly though, especially around this bit. Because I don't like waste. I don't want to cure it there and then have to cut it off and then I can't do anything with it. Have to hide it in other projects. There we go. As always, massive shout out to my channel members, anyone who's bought me a coffee or a super thanks, all my subs, anyone who's new. Is this going to pull away any better? Yes. Perfection. Now, I like the effect of the curled petals on that first one, so I'm going to do that again. It's giving it a really nice folded leaf. Folded petal effect. Just pull those up. Now what I could do is, if I wanted to, after it's cured, fill these with like a black coloured UV resin or white, whatever tickles your fancy, guys. Let's give that a cure. Whatever you do, don't go putting this on tissue, it's just stuck. It's one of those days. Right, let's see. Much better. I've still got some excess that I'd need to cut away. I could put that in my trimmings pot. Let's do that. Just going to use some scissors. Just sharpen up those. Really easy to cut. I'll do this off camera. I think that would do for now. Again, it is just an experiment. But you could semi-cure, part cure it, and then take it out, shape the leaves a bit better, and then cure it again. Or you've got the option of putting it in some hot water and then taking it out and then bending the leaves. But I'll tell you what, it's really strong. But you could glue that onto lots of different things. If you make like freeform bowls, if you've got different varieties of these, you could create like bunches of coloured flowers. It's really, really cool. I'm going to try and just coat the underside with some black just to see what a difference it makes. But that is going to make it even stronger as well. I mean, it is strong, but if you wanted to bend it, I would bend it before coating the back. So I've just got some black mica in my UV resin. I'm just going to coat the whole underside and then cure it. Right, so before we see the results of that one, I'm just going to do my usual off camera. I'm just going to play around with a couple of different ideas and I'll tell you what I've done. Right, I only made the 3. Just be careful if you do try it. If you go too thin, it could always be fixed though. But you see there's a hole in this one, just through there. So just be careful if you do try it. Now, I'm amazed at this. I really am. Like I said, just playing around with something, you can come up with new ideas. And this is just going to be crazy. Imagine the shapes and different designs that we can get of these. It's just going to change. It's going to change a lot for resin artists. So this is the gold one. I didn't glaze coat this one. I just kept it as it was. All I did was just infill the back with the black. But imagine, you just drill a hole. You could make a pair of earrings, a pendant, as long as they're not sharp. But again, they are strong. You could stick them to pots, whatever you want, really. Vases, like I said, freeform stuff. Use your imagination. So from that, I then went on to, because I was playing around with the chameleon flakes with the pearl video, the last pearl video, I thought they'd be ideal for this. So this was just the lime, and I glazed this one afterwards, just using my stick and some UV resin. So all I did was I made the flower exactly the same, clear, took out my chameleon powders and brushed the front, and I also brushed the underside before I put the black in, and that gave it a more solid colour. And then afterwards, again, just glaze coated that. But imagine that as a pair of earrings. Really, really quick and easy as well. Doesn't take long. I haven't even really been overly careful in making them. I've still got a couple of areas that I need to sand down. This one I started with a fuchsia in the middle and then worked my way out with a green. Look at the colours. Absolutely incredible. Again, just drill a hole and you've got a really stunning earring. The colours are so nice in that one. As always, give the video a thumbs up, drop me a comment if you haven't subscribed. It is free. Just subscribe and help the channel grow. It's almost like a galaxy flower. Absolutely love it. So there you go. Just through rooting through a baking cupboard, we've got something new. Hope you enjoyed that one. See you for the next one. Bye for now.